Normally someone would go right in there and knock that down and just build all the way to the front. But his first project in Weymouth, I said, trust me, let me do this one and then you'll be a believer. And then it led into this project. Jane, that's in there in your department as well. We did some historic mill down in Middleborough, so we're familiar with her. We've done, quite a few mills, Rockland, Whitman, Middleborough. We did a few in Quincy. So it wasn't a new project for us per se. So very happy that we're able to do this, but it would not have happened if these guys didn't support. It was a major group effort. I don't usually do this, but I want to pull out just a little sheet because I want to go through a couple of interesting timelines with this. Because it was a funny story where I knew this mill was available. So on a Saturday morning, this was literally about end of October, end of 2018, maybe early 2019, where my wife wakes up and said, "Come on, we gotta go. What are we doing?" I'm down in the garage. I'm putting the bikes on the car rack, on the bike rack in the back. What are we doing? I said, "No, it's a surprise. Let's go." So I drive down here, and helmets. We get on our bikes and we ride our bikes through Offspring Overlook Park. She said, "What are you doing?" So come down, go all the way to West Park, and I said, "Isn't this absolutely beautiful? Look at the scenery here. Look at the paved roadways. You go over the back of Lowe's at Great Esker, and we come back, and she sees the incinerator, and she's a building. I said, I want to buy this building. I think I want to develop this." She just looks at me like, okay, another one, here we go. So from there, May 2019 is when it all started. That's when we talked to Francer, and we actually put this building under agreement. Then February, all for the next 4, 5, 6 months. Well, she wants to hear. So then we I just want to go through a brief timeline. Then in February 2022, the Historic Mill Overlay District happened. Then November 2020 is when we actually went with all the zoning and planning board approvals. About 6 months later, it took us to get our contract documents together, and then in July of 2021, we got our building permits issued. Now, let me stop and pause there. We all know March 2020, COVID hit. And so not only was this project challenging in its essence itself, throw all the other parameters, all the other obstacles out of the way, and then throw COVID on top of it. So you have an intricate mill. We're doing historic tax credits, both through historic department was very helpful in all this process. We're trying to get state tax credits to make this work. We're trying to get federal tax credits. COVID hits, and it was and I have to say, in my lifetime, I've done a lot of these, definitely the most challenging. We had obstacles through COVID where you had price increases, you had labor shortages, you had products that you couldn't even get. So I remember plywood was literally from $18 a sheet up to $80 a sheet, and you're in the middle of building the project, you're not going to stop. So building permit, July 2021, through all this happens. February 1st, first occupants go into 70 Quincy Ave. April 1st, first occupants go into 44 over here. Today, I'm happy to say we are 95% leased up and occupied in the building. So I definitely want to contribute to the success as a team. Tiny little regret, the only regret I have is I wish I did a virtual video coming down the street 5 or 6 years ago. You wouldn't recognize the place. I mean, here we have a brand new train station, so this is transit oriented. We have a beautiful nature park where you got water trails. If you came down this street, it would have been a scene from Criminal Minds, where people are driving down the street and where stuff's happened. You couldn't see anything. There was brush everywhere. And hats off to everybody with the incinerator. It was. I will say it again. It was a group effort. By the incinerator coming down and beautifying the park, and I still think that park is just a major jewel that no one really realized. I think it got discovered more during COVID, where people wanted nature more. So hats off to everybody here. It's a group effort. I know you would think it's a group effort. It would never happen with everybody else involved. Thank you very much.
Does everyone
Does everyone here sense that Mike's in a good mood? Yeah?
Yep.
Maybe this is a good time. Maybe I lean on him. I lean on him publicly because after I brought the thought
Got
up
another building?
about maybe a storyboard out here about the history of the site, that
thank you.
people who visit Osprey Overlook,
Yeah.
maybe you'll commit
What's
to
that for? Oh, yeah,
maybe you'll commit to us paying for a storyboard. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea.
You heard him. All right, give me a copy of that, please.
I'm gonna send you a link.
I think I got it.
You get it? Did I go too fast?
He said tape.
Well, you might just cut that ribbon, baby.
You're ready to go. I have light
Kathy, are you
enthusiasm.
the Weymouth historian?
All right.
I'm the
Cool.
vice chair.
All right, well, gotta come in. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to go in and see the